Dead phone. A smashed receiver, like someone hung up too hard. Gotta hang up gently. Amateurs. Don't they know how to use a phone? Feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. A kick drum pulse. The music is coming from somewhere on the ice. St. Brune, 1147. Oh, this is the church on the map. Dusty pews in the shadows. Many seem to be missing. An altar shrouded in the dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. So, was this a place that we think the shooter might have come from? The shot, I mean. The sniper shot. Heavy wooden doors more than twice your height stand shut in front of you. The rectangular, sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock carelessly drilled into the wood. Closer look at the padlock. This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles through a hasp and a staple screwed into the yellow door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting somehow. Look at the sticker. You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. There's something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before. What makes it so modern? It's the contrast between the cheery chemical yellow and the rigor mortis, as if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here. Have you seen this symbol before? Takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies, "No." What does it look like to you? Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency. What is suggestive of junior delinquency? I haven't seen that sticker before, and I am not a youth. I agree. It's very modern, but does the cheery dead guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care what he is? Care that he is? What is the source of the irony here? That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set. I'm going to interface the crap out of this. There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb. In my ledger or on my ledger? Secret task complete. Style your paperwork. Looks like today was a gold star day. Look at the padlock again, though. Oh, no? Whatever. The padlock passes through a staple. It's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least. That's when Mr. Prybar comes in handy. Maybe we should circle the building first and look for another way. The building has seen enough mistreatment. There's a touch of guilt in his voice. Should we start with that kick drum coming from the ice? I heard a sound before. Yes, the pulsing bass. A sure sign of junior delinquency, somewhere east of here. Something on the sea ice there. That's even with the pry bar? Man, my physical instrument is low. Carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downward, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold. The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch. Feels exceptional. 300 tons of pine wood fit together seamlessly. It's old, too. Cut and carved many centuries ago. They're not going to open. Alright, so here's one of my thoughts. About the 15th Indo tribe, because there was. The 15th Indo tribe was comprised of 8 kids from Faubourg to North Jamrock, running from wild dogs in the valley, hiding scents under rocks and stealing clothes off clotheslines, and sometimes even the copper wiring of phone lines. You may have been one of them. This must be a childhood memory. The 15th Indo tribe was your Indo tribe, set to rule Insolindi. The rest of the kids are dead now. Car accidents and drug overdoses. Only you remain. 10 cents for every green orb clicked? It's a lot of money. Learning cap for savoir-faire raised to 6. Now I'm not working on any more until I spend a skill point, which I have. I don't think I'm that I'm a little interested in Guillaume de Million. Million. Yeah, not a bad idea. Let's unlock. And this one? Ace is low. Let's do this one. There's a ladder up there. These rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. The building before you housed the engine. Must have been a big one. Anchor? The chain trails off into the ocean, to who knows where. Impossible. Ooh, and cannot be retried. What happens? Door unopenable. An old door worn by the elements guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle. What is this thing anyway? It's military. A service depot of some sort. Used to service what? Probably something that is no longer there. Could this structure have been used to take the shot? From here to the whirling? I can't see how. The church is in the way. So I have a 7. Even if I got it up, I would need to get it up to a 9 in order to get a success on an 11 even. It seems like... Interfacing really a 7? Yeah, it is. Why is it a red check? Do I break the door if I try? Maybe sometime eventually something will happen that will allow me to I don't know, get like a plus 10 on that or something. White polo shirt. Rhetoric. Less empathy. Should maybe start selling some clothes so that I can buy stuff that I want. Do I want stuff? Will stuff make me happy? Cigarette butts. Cleaned away under a rock. Bland teal mochiri. Okay. Take a mental note. Teal mochiri. Seems important somehow. Really. Someone's made a campfire here a long time ago. What was that? A rusted, broken control box for the radio relay tower. Ladder is too rusty to climb. The sea air is eating away at it. Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot? Just some urban detritus, a bottle, and a dilapidated old comms tower. In the distance, you can hear the breakers roar. I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freighter. I don't see a person take the shot here and hit something in the whirling and rags. What about the cigarette butts? Those? A smoking assailant who favors Teomochiri to Astra or Droween? Cigarette butts are everywhere. This is a common brand for old men. Maybe the campfire was used by the perpetrator. To warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps, but anyone could have made this. The coast is specked with fires this time of year. Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2 kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful. There's water vapor everywhere. I think we can rule out double B prime, was it? Maybe he climbed the comms tower. It's not possible to climb that ladder, and even if it were, why? There's no platform up there to aim from. It does look extremely rickety, and wouldn't help much either. Look over the water. There, 1.2 kilometers over the cold water of the bay, through a thick snowstorm melting flake by flake in the waves, you see the smallest rectangle, barely visible. It's glowing in the dark night. The lights are on. Classy must be in there. Looks like she's kept her promise not to go out at night anymore. Tiny inlets there, off in the far distance where the posts trail toward. I know how far it is. I also keep forgetting to use my super zoom out power. Full of holes. Could the posts hide treasure? Look inside. Health up. Money. More money. Money everywhere. Money for days. Magnesium for weeks. My word. To your right, white-bellied cormorant eyes you suspiciously. The ice here is thick enough to walk on. Must have taken a lot of patience to do this. Stacked up rocks. Oh, he's doing the rock balancing thing that people do. Yellow moss on these stones. They're probably stolen from someone's garden. A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Hello there.
It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing. No, I'm not wearing a hat. I'm not going to give her a hard time.
I'm listening.
What's that device you have there? This? She breathes on her freezing fingers. It's a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still. And the wires? Actually, just one wire. I picked on it until the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone. What's a contact microphone? A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice. Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike. I was like, what is that question? It's, oh, we're asking Encyclopedia. Like, thank you for remembering an obscure boxer's name. Do you know my wife's name or my mother? No. You're welcome. Where'd you get the mic from? Same place I got the recorder, the Elysium. What is that? Oh man, you haven't been to the Elysium? She forgets herself for a moment. It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck. Thinking about it really cheers her up. It's a long way from here, though. Sounds interesting. Who's this Arno guy? Oh, yeah. Guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Polysium-going kind of person. No, I get down. I don't know what that means. I grind. I don't know what that means either. I have concrete evidence that I rock in the form of a wrecked tape player and a completely trashed hostel room. That's cool. You're right. Time has deserted me. She looks at you oddly. Sucks, man. She squints her eyes for a second, trying to remember something. Then lets go of it. Was there something else, perhaps? Or was there something else? About the contact mic, perhaps? How does that thing work? The mic? I don't know exactly. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The box said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble. Does this have anything to do with contact mic? I mean the box or contact mic. It's for recording inside solid objects. Contact mic just beats people up. Contact mic doesn't just beat people up. Contact mic is a role model. An entire litany spews forth. I don't know why I said that. It was something else I wanted to know. What are you doing out here in the cold? Recording. I think I'm recording cracks in the ice, but there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps, too. Not sure how that will sound. What happened to the headphones? My boyfriend sold them. For what? I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life. A lie. They were probably pawned off for something suspicious. What are these recordings for? The cracks, the footsteps? The musicians in Elysium use them for making music. They loop the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain. Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be like a music place anyway. I don't really know what I'm doing. They have synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer. She looks at the recording device, the thing she thought would fill her hours with joy and escape. It's turning out to be an empty fantasy. She feels childish, very useless all of a sudden. The sharp drop in endorphins is almost visible, like a warm blanket has fallen off her shoulders, the wave of chill, the quivering jaw, indications of a drug high. Take this, you're cold. I can give her the poop jacket! No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. Sorry about the fuck. It's okay. Throws you a glance. I said, it's supposed to be a music place. What is? That! She nods toward the church. The boys think it could be a place, like the Polysium or something stupid. It's really not going to be a Polysium, that's for sure. Who are these boys? The boys? Yeah, Andre and the guys. They're inside, in the tent. Why are you freezing out here while the boys are inside? They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room. Music stuff, like this tape recorder but bigger, and there's piles of it. Why not just leave some of it outside so you don't have to freeze? That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. I can take the cold. Tell me more about this music place you've been planning. It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music, that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Elysium. Elysium? Elysium. Except that, yeah. She looks at the old wooden church up on the poles. As a mean wind comes bellowing in, the 6-story structure lets out a doleful shriek. So you want to turn the church into a club? I know. She nods toward the sloping mass of wood on the coast and shivers. It's not my idea. Andre and the boys found the place. It's supposed to be deserted, but now they can't even take it. Hey, don't get me wrong, but you're cops, right? I don't know where you got that idea. Come on, man, don't mess around. Maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys, because there's some strange things going on in the church. I'll talk to them. Did you put the padlock on the door? No. No? Not really, no. She's trying to get out of a direct lie with semantic tricks. She personally didn't put the padlock on the door. If you personally didn't, then who did? Yeah, you know, that's what I meant. Noid did. Why did this Noid person put a padlock on the church door? To keep more weirdos from getting in. Fuck Martin Ace. I'm sorry. It's got the worst weirdos. If you get around to it, ask Andre about them. He'll tell you. Okay. Can I pick up? Do I have the empathy to pick up the tape recorder? Maybe I'll... dress for the occasion. Empathy? I got +1 empathy from that. Empathy, empathy, empathy. Gotta put on a pinball maker's coat if you're gonna pick up a tape recorder. It's just common sense. Wait, what did that say? The description? Oh, that was that. What is polo, anyway? No, really, what the hell is polo? The shirt looks worn. It smells a bit. You can't help but wonder, who would leave it stuffed in a tear container? What kind of man would even wear a polo shirt? This might be one of life's mysteries that will never be solved.
Hello again.
42. Can I do it? I do not have the empathy. The device is cold to the touch. An angular Omicron logo adorns the yellow plastic cover. Underneath you see a reel of tape rolling. You put the device back on the ice. Weird. Very weird. I don't get it. I wonder if I could have gotten a free tape thing instead of spending money on the boombox that I bought. Is that what the benefit would be of this? Who knows? Painted with pastels. Someone is trying to bring cheer. Pastels. Gotta learn to talk one day. Trash from some unending party. Pole screwed into the ice. Keeps the tent erect. All tribalistic markings. This post is covered in little humanoids. Push this over. What is this? A makeshift bridge. Could be convenient. Simple enough. School of fish huddled on the fence post. The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men, all in forward-looking apparel reminiscent of the sticker on the padlock, are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out. Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike
I'm
delinquents.
sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
Smells like sweat and laundry detergent, plus a trace of ether. Coupri L'Ange engine starting fluid. Canisters filled with what appears to be water. The label says distilled. Brand of nasal sprays. Nosafed Ultra. Big speaker, the kind they use for live music. That's the exit.
Go speak to Andre. I'm just annoyed.
Okay, I'll speak to Andre. See a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends a hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
There is definitely something futuristic about his hair, aggressively so. You get the sense that this is what the future will look like. Got a 12, nice. Imbecilic. Yes, should the future ever come, it will look deeply imbecilic, like this guy. His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
Annoyed. An egghead. Egg!
Must you? The tape player high above his head continues to blast strange
Together
music.
with this little burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Serp on point, with the egg
Many in
emote.
the pipeline, officer.
Why are you here?
We've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noit's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
No
Which
need.
brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
The what?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dope heads.
Burnouts.
He angrily spits on a screw and starts cleaning
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. No, strike that, in Revachol.
Strike that. The world.
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there are the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dope heads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those. What kind? The spooky kind? What exactly do you mean by spooky? I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community center and a place of spiritual refuge. Also, they don't heat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse. People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that. Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter, getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, it's not what... I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for. I'll look into it. Tell me more. Andre is obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boys exchange giddy looks. Padlock on the door. Concern in his voice. I did ask Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. It's a temporary fix. Just something to contain the situation. I had to do it in a hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while. There are people locked inside? That's bad. How can you be sure they haven't starved to death? I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90, maybe 85% they're still alive. Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the the term involuntary manslaughter. Do you know what involuntary manslaughter means? Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, this is not what's happening in there. I'm at least 80% sure they're still alive. I mean, come on. Most people aren't even that alive their entire lives. Sounds like nonsense. It is nonsense. Total garbage. I knew you'd see through it. You're one smart cop. I need the key. Of course. No, I'd give the officer the key. Sudden cool, infused move, tossing it in your general direction. I always catch things that are thrown at me. You sense the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches, just the tiniest chime to your left. Ka-ching! The Key hits your palm. Speed freaks nod. Are they speed freaks? They seemed fairly, like, straight edge, like it's bad that people are doing drugs in that church. Thanks, man. A respectful nod. You proved something here. Who owns the church? That's a Meteoran name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it. If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery. Humor me, Andre. What is the founding party? Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know? I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organization. And they have roots in ancient mass society, and they're the custodians of the Paracarnassian Church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They made the innocentic system, no? In your opinion, would this ancient religious organization who anoints the innocents want a dance club in one of their churches? Totally. There isn't a trace of doubt in his voice. The Paracarnassian Church is about love. Anotic music is about love. I got love for my Paracarnassian... Why does everything have to be hard to say? Love is the relay out of death. We dance! He violently shakes the tape player as if to see if he can break it. Love is hardcore! Unity. Unity! Make some noise for my Insulindian posse. He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you will now break into dance. You feel it. The anodes and cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base as if testing the waters. It's not very good music. I don't understand what you're talking about. What's a posse? Your posse's like your people, man. Like, you got your cop posse, you look out for each other, and you party together. That's a posse. Where is your posse, detective? Nothing comes to you. The world is silent. No sane organization would want this level of absurdity in their church. That's pretty downbeat. I think I speak for all of us when I say we expected the law to be more open to the idea of love, unity, and the Paracarnassian posse. That's just the way it is. The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for you, for your body to start moving. His expectation is fierce. That's it.
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid. That's fine, man, but I've got to warn you, our signs are still off. It will take some time for me to get my psi on.
Why are you called Noid? The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment. I don't understand what that means. I can see that. Further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve sign synchronicity would be by getting us into the church. I saw a sticker on the padlock. Can you tell me anything about it? The yellow one? Can you describe it to me? Interesting. He wants you to describe it, though he already knows what it looks like. Yeah, I'll tell him that. Was I right? Is it a dead guy smiling? Yes. You're the 23rd person to get it right, and I've asked 23 people. Looks like it's a dead guy smiling to the entire human race. Really? Really? Okay, what does it mean? He defeated history. We are living in the age of history, and in the eyes of history we are always already dead. How can we ever smile then? Because history is a lie, and so are its deaths. The present moment and life are the hardcore. The hardcore expels death. Or maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's just really ecstatic about the beats. We should sell this. I got an achievement? Baddest hustler in the neoliberal hood. Preach free market 9 times. It should be sold, but not by us. What makes this sticker so modern? Simplicity was brought to us by classical Soliist modernism, but that was a tasteful, harmonious simplicity, right? Well, hardcore is not tasteful or outwardly harmonious. It's a warning shot. This will be dangerous. The echoing of man's loss, haunting him. The sticker, the clothes, the music, same thing. Come up with this stuff by yourself? Not alone. Many people are thinking the same thing right now. There's a gathering at the Elysium. The beat is the same for all. Want to talk to Egg? Egg? Peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Wowshy tape player.
Hardcore. It's
Is it?
hardcore.
I don't know what to say to that.
Skipper danger. I am the rearranger.
Solve the egghead puzzle. Could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think? There has to be some way to talk to this person. You just haven't found it yet. It's definitely not about signs. What if you just try again? Find your way out of this maze of things to say. Perhaps if I were to rub a skeleton arm with glue. Say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega. Here
All
comes
right.
the night.
That wasn't
Back to
it.
the heavyweight jam. Hardcore. Hardcore.
But is it? I mean, really?
Yeah.
This man adds a capital G before the H in his yas and ahs. This produces a guttural Gottwaldian accent and makes him sound more animal, more in it. Or maybe it's not Gottwaldian, but rather Orangese. Maybe an homage to Oranje, where Arno van Eyck is from, judging by his name. Could you be listening to an Arno van Eyck creation right now? The famous Van Eyck? He moves his mouth, but sound doesn't come out. His eyes are the size of saucers. Looks like you've rendered him speechless. Your friend Asil mentioned him.
The Advent?
Ah, I should have said I love it.
True, hard, full, car. Hardcore.
Is it
Yeah.
really?
You know about him? You know Van Eyck?
Major Van Eyck ad. Skinny Rafe looks at you with some disbelief.
So am I.
He begins to shake his head so everyone would understand.
Is that why they call you Egghead? Because Egghead to the mega. The K became the G. The boy became the man.
Oh, Ike. Okay.
The
Okay.
Advent?
That's still not the answer to the puzzle, though.
Hard, full, car. It's
Is it?
hardcore.
You're just gonna keep saying hardcore, aren't you?
Skipper D, skipper danger.
Damn it.
Veer close. True, hard, full, car. Hardcore.
Alright, say nothing.
Hardcore to
Say
the
nothing.
mega. Internally coherent.
I was wondering if you know who killed the mercenary hanging behind the whirling Ragostal.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeko kata. The place to be.
Beginning to think this really doesn't have anything to
It's
do with the
message,
case.
So listen and you will see. No illusion. The spirit is what you feel. Veer close. True, hard, full, car. Hardcore. Yeah.
Is it really? Yeah. I'll say yeah.
The Y to the E to the A 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 to the G to the H to the hyphen mark.
Hyphen mark? What?
Yeah.
He missed one A. I yelled mine. Alright, take care, Serp. Thanks for coming by. Filament tomorrow instead of Disco Elysium. You missed an A there. I yelled mine with 6 A's, so you have to yell it with 6 too.
I'm the hard rhymer, the track attacker, the mic enforcer, the sixth checker. I am the law. Veer close.
This is the rest. This is the whole rest of the stream.
Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. All core. All right. Yeah.
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime, invisible movement of music in this very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore. Ah.
So hardcore. Is it though? I was just thinking that a moment ago.
Mind, one spirit. There's no other world. There's no other life.
close.
All right, let's go back to the
True,
Van Eyck
hard,
part.
Full car.
Say
Hardcore.
nothing. Is it
Yeah.
really?
You know about him?
You know Van Eyck?
It's just
Oh,
a turn of phrase.
Well, it really is him. It's an honest-to-God Van Eyck beat. Well, actually, a reworking of a Peppy Pop Canard Sauce track. Let's not get too deep into that whole mess.
The Advent? We're close. True, hard, full, car. It's hardcore.
Is it?
Skibbity, skibbit. We're close. True, hard, it's
Okay.
hardcore. Skibbity, skibbit. We're close. True, hard, full, hardcore. Yeah. The Vitus. Yeah.
You missed an A in there, but that's okay. I'm a pretty lenient
It's
cop.
nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. We're close. True, hard, full, car, hardcore. Hardcore to the mega, internally coherent. All core, all right, yeah.
Please tell me, what exactly are you doing?
Gotta get the people going.
Why?
I'm a party boy, it's my job.
What is a party boy?
Hardcore party 25/7 beyond the winter's orbit style.
There is a certain place far away in Katla, beyond a certain latitude, known as Winter's Orbit, where there are 25 hours in a day. It is a tremendously cold place, abandoned to drunks and failed rock stars, full of eternite, depression, and half-finished ski-flying hills. The Suru live there.
We're close. True, hard, full, car, hardcore. Hardcore to the mega, internally coherent. All core, all right. Yeah, gotta get the people going. I'm the party boy. It's my job.
I think I'm also a party boy.
Two on a track. Watch your back. Watch out for the heart attack. We're close. True, hard, full, car.
I'm having sudden flashbacks to Mist. Trying to navigate the underground thing with the sound puzzle that I didn't realize was a sound puzzle.
Hardcore to the mega, internally coherent. Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeko Qatar, the place to be.
Yeko Kata.
Qatar, the hardcore place.
Yeko Kata is an abbreviation from the Gradian term Zone of Ecological Catastrophe, an agricultural mega project in the extreme southeast of the Gradian Isola. It involved cutting-edge approaches to irrigation and a completely new type of fertilizer, an intricate system of irrigation networks pockmarking the earth, intermittent seas of phosphorus mud, ripped tarpaulin fluttering in the wind, a pair of molten rubber boots also comes to mind. All in all, a truly hardcore place.
We're close. True, hard, full, car. Hardcore. Yeah.
Really? So this is
know
Van
about
Eyck?
it?
You know Van Eyck?
I still mentioned him.
The Advent? We're close. True, hard,
Alright.
hardcore.
Say
Hardcore
nothing,
to the
say
mega.
nothing.
Here comes
All
the
right.
night.
No.
We're close. True, hard, hardcore. Hardcore to the internally coherent. All core, all right, yeah. Hardcore. Ah.
So hardcore. It is.
What is it? I mean, really.
I don't know what to
Under
say.
the radar, over the top. We're close. True, hard, hardcore. Hardcore to internally coherent. All core, all right. Hardcore.
Is it though?
It
What
is.
it? I mean, really?
I was thinking
I
that
am the
too.
mic enforcer. I am the chick's checker. Yeah. We're close. True, hard, hardcore.
Say no-
hardcore,
say nothing.
internally
Say nothing.
coherent. All
Still say
core,
nothing.
All right. Yeah.
Say nothing.
Hardcore. Ah.
I'm a little worried it
Question
isn't.
is, what is the question?
Just answer the
There
question.
was no question.
We're close. True, hardcore. Hardcore, internally, all core. All right. Hard.
The question is, what is the question? But there was a question?
We're close. True, hard, full, car. Hardcore. Hardcore is a meg internally coherent. All core. All right. Yeah. Hardcore.
Is it though? What is it? I mean, really?
The question is, what is the question?
No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
Are you a thought reader? No nation but transnation. No war but class war. Does that mean you're a thought reader? Don't be a lunatic. Of course he isn't. Jermaine here just yells random things. Odds are, sooner or later, one of them will come off as thought reading. Yeah, Revachol imperative. Unless you were thinking Revachol imperative right now. And I've had a similar thing happen with Eggheads yelling. I know what you mean. You're right, I wasn't thinking that. He's not a communist. It's just something he likes to yell. He picked it up from a tape jockey in the Elysium. She was a communist, though. Please don't turn him into a moralist. Be a moralist, Egghead. The balance needs your help. No, don't be a moral. That path requires a sensible examination of all nuances unattainable to most people. Aig! Tell me something else. Is your real name Jermaine? Hardcore Jermaine Egghead. Basically, yes it is. Why are there lungs on your belt buckle? Lungs are for love. Why would lungs be for love? When Dolores Day was anointed innocence, her lungs started glowing through her body, for the world loved her, and she loved it back. Yeah! What wouldn't they be? Are the lungs not the place where you hold the breath of your soul? Makes sense. Love! In a woman's lungs! Lonely as I am not afraid. This strange, damaged feeling grows on, because I've never loved someone like you before. What do you think is wrong with the music? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore. Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last month, and will continue pumping for the rest of 51. Isn't something holding it back from being hyper? He thinks for a moment, then his expression clears. It's like it's only ultra. I think it's super hardcore, but you're right, it's not hyper hardcore. If anything, it sounds a bit proto, like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you are pretty sure a thing cannot be both proto and hardcore. It's only proto, not hardcore at all. Culture cop! How could it become hardcore? I know in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hardcore, how could anything be? I just remembered, I'm the police! There's something happening in his head. He's doing it! My imagination fails me. I know, so does mine. Maybe your body can tell you what Arno van Eyck's jam is missing to make it harder core. I could put on a tank top and try. Why does art inspire you so much? It does, yes, but what is art? Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. Additionally, it's history, criticism, and pure enjoyment. In short, art is the highest form of human communication. Representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined. Would I fit into the art world? I mean, have you looked in a mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic with that beard and those clothes. Disheveled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture, too. I guess I have been feeling critical lately. Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop. All cop. Don't have to be 100% cop to get the case finished and all that. Quit being so indecisive. What are you going for here? Some kind of indecisive and camp aesthetic now? Strike a bold shape. Go art or go home. If 50% art credit is what's needed to free me from rote repetition, so be it. Exactly. It's not only your duty to catch the criminals of the street, you must also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery, the trite and derivative artists and writers of the world. Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, art cop. The world is yours to rip to pieces and reassemble. Actual art degree. Yeah, it's another capotype. The worst one, the most savage and brutal, the art cop. Nothing is good enough for him. Everything is shit. You have to employ an armada of adjectives to depict and demean the mediocrity of the works and visual institutions around you. Really flex that critical muscle until the vocabulary for punishing mediocrity becomes second nature. Here we go. I do seem to be very arty. As I have so many points in conceptualization, I probably will go for that one. But first to physical instrument myself. Physical instrument. Okay, just that one.
Good morning! Yeah! Pump it up! Pump it up! Pump it up!
Nope. That would be silly. Your body isn't for thinking, it's for robust, wholesome things like discus, javelin, 400-meter hurdles. Discus. Maybe I will come back later, more enlightened and ready to retake on. Yeah, it took a very, very long time for me to find the correct solution there. And now it's 9:12. Karaoke time. Eventually. I have the key to the church. Let's go there. Because I came over here to the west side of town to investigate the sniper positions. Padlock with key. Great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city.